Hollywood sucks. Anytime you hear anybody go, no, this guy's cool, he fucking sucks, and you have been fooled by his fucking smooth talking. They all fucking suck. God, they're so hot. It was already recording.
Yep.
Oh,
Right.
great. That's fine.
You're good to go.
We're all the way in there.
Yeah.
But do you get off on seeing regular people bomb in public? Like people that, because it's like the thing where you're saying, you told me, you go, ain't that easy, is it? To make people laugh.
It's
yeah.
I won't straight face somebody though, even if it's not funny.
You'll still laugh.
No, thank
Yeah,
God.
you have to. It's so hard to not let him off the hook.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable. Like it's like they fail, and you want to be like, "That's what you get." You just like, "Give me your hand, I'll help you out." It's like,
Yeah. And it makes more sense that way. And also, like, the only people that you want to fail are the ones that say, "Tell me a joke." That's when it's like, the "tell me a joke" people. That's
or the somebody heckles in a crowd. I love when somebody says something in a quiet moment and they go, "But," and then no one laughs, and I wait 2 seconds and go, "Your joke bombed." It's so fun.
You ever like rally them when somebody tries to give you shit in a crowd? Like I did in Phoenix
Against someone?
Against somebody, because I was doing. You were like, the most confident I can be is when I'm doing well, and I was doing well, and some lady boo. It was a Trump joke where his name was just in it, and she was like, and I was killing, and then she goes boo, and I go, nope, not gonna happen. I go, am I killing? And it was like Gladiator. I was like, am I killing? And they're like, yeah. It's such a good feeling, but like I don't.
Here's an uncomfortable laugh. Watch any of the roasts, is because if they're making fun of you. You know, if they're like, Donnelly is whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a funny joke. You're going to be a good sport. You're there for a roast.
Absolutely.
If I make a bad joke when it's about you, it's putting you on the spot now. And you see it. I see how Whitney once, when it was like Steve-O or somebody made a joke about her, or maybe somebody from the Jersey Shore, and she's like, she can't go, that's not funny, because then you're thinking like, oh, I'm not being a good sport. But it wasn't at all funny. And so no one laughs, but then that person, I remember one with Whitney. She has to go like,
yeah, she's just smiling at the joke.
And if you don't laugh, it may look like it pissed you off. It may be misconstrued.
Right. So you can't do that, but you got to be like.
I remember. I forget. Oh man, I forget who they roasted somebody back in the day, and he was just miserable. The Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
The Chevy Chase roast. He was back in the day. I remember he was just fucking.
He was like under his breath,
selling every joke that anybody made about him.
He's complaining the entire time under his breath, right? Yeah. Well, the best thing ever is the Mike the Situation.
I think it might have been him.
It might have been him that did it.
That hit it. Yeah, look at Mike's situation and then Whitney's reaction. If you can find that somewhere. That
got to a point they just turned on that guy. Like it's one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever seen in my life. Watching that guy try to do a roast, because you're kind of like this weird balance where you're like, I kind of feel bad for you because you don't do this.
Also, whenever I talk to Comedy Central people about that, like, why would you book a non-comic who's got no performance skills? Like Patrick Mahomes, I bet would be good. He's pretty smooth, or Eli Manning, or Peyton Manning.
And you would know to use the jokes that are written for him.
Yeah, so it's like, why even have him on? Is he good friends with this person? No. So like, and they're like, well, if he bombs, then everyone can make fun of him. Like, or everyone could just do good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that adds.
Absolutely.
They hired the one talk show lady from Fox News the one time.
Yep,
just as
exactly.
a fucking punching bag.
And it's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why is she here? It's a roast. They're not yeah, exactly. I remember
it was Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter. They were like ruthless on her.
That was such a. It wasn't even a setup. It was one of those things where it's like she came with her own brand of what she thought was funny.
Yeah.
And it was like bad, but it was like. But also you felt like she didn't know, like, hey, this is a complete like Pesci and Goodfellas type scenario. There's plastic on the floor in this roast, and you just walked into this bullshit.
Oh. And just takes it right in the back of the head.
Oh shit, and then just get shot. But like, yeah, I agree with you, because it wasn't like that. I guess they would invite like Abe Vigoda, or like back in the day, like when Jeff Ross did it, when it was the Friars, it was like Abe Vigoda, and he was just there to get the old jokes at him, but like it was so much tamer.
Yeah.
But now it's so much more brutal, and even it's kind of
so impersonal. It's done though. It's
done now. Yeah. Even with the roast battle and all that shit.
The best real life bomb, I think, is like wedding speeches that try to be funny.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
A good real life
go too
bomb.
far.
Oh, you see the one online of the girl like saying she keeps telling them she's not racist, and then just says racist shit afterwards.
Wow, that's fun.
No, it's so good. It's just blunt. I'm not racist, but the kids are going to be beautiful. It's just like the most.
I had the guy that a wedding I went to where I knew like nobody. I was a date, and the dude starts talking about when he was going to commit suicide. The
During
best
the
man,
speech?
first giving a speech, and he said something like, Phil got everything. Life handed me a shit sandwich, and but when I was thinking of ending it all, Phil, who picked up the phone? It was you, brother. And everybody's like, just like, because they had 2 best man speeches, and it was the gay brother went first. Fucking killed it. Perfect.
Always in with the gays.
Gay brother, like, they had like little jabby stuff here. He had a cute voice. And then you get to the suicidal guy with the fucking mullet, man. And I was the only one laughing.
I love a good bomb. It is funny. It is funny.
It's absolutely fun to watch, but but how do you not? If you're the family, you know that it's going that way. Like that guy's.
They know.
Because that's like when people like lie in families and they just want to keep status quo, and they're like, "Sure, you can give your speech," but there's like no oversight of anything or no. You know what I'm saying? Like I
was at a comedian wedding once, and I saw a comic do really shitty as like a speech.
Oof.
And then afterwards, like, that was good, right? And he was like, same as you said. You're like, yeah. Like, I'm not going to do this at the wedding. I'm not doing this. If you asked me 8 months later, I'd tell you, like, no, dude, that sucked. But like right then, you're not going to enjoy the wedding. You're going to think you ruined it. Which you did a little bit.
I've had.
So it's mostly comedians at the wedding.
No, it was just like a bunch of people.
Okay.
So it was half and half. They're all half and half.
But did you ever have somebody? I've had
Families and
this.
shit.
Somebody
Yeah.
asked you to perform at their wedding.
Never do that.
You never, but I would never do it. But you've had people ask you. I know that. No, really. I've had people ask me, and I go, "No,
It's a bad idea for everybody.
It's a bad idea for the whole wedding because you want to be a splotch on the like supposedly their best day of their.
Yeah, it's such the negative is so negative if it goes wrong.
Absolutely.
I opened up for a special once. Ran a ZC special in Boston, and it was like more pressure than I felt in a long time because it was like if this goes bad, I'm fucking over my friend in this whole production. And I'm not like I'm not like a happy comic, so it's like it can go bad.
That's like, did you ever hear the story about Kurt Metzger? Supposedly was the warm up on the marriage ref or something.
Really? Just make people rethink their existence.
And Seinfeld got there, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" That's my favorite thing. Because he's amazing, but he's so dark.
He's so dark. I had a TV show, storytelling show, and they'd have a warm-up comic, and then I go up first and record my story and then host.
Right.
And then at some point, they just got an alt comic, and he's fine for the alt scene, but it was just like he wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
We had Brody one year, which was always he knows what to do.
Right.
And then I was just like, hey, I'll just do it. Get rid of him, and I'll just do 10 minutes before I start my story.
Yeah,
I'll get them going, and I'll know exactly how long I need. I can read. I'm like, oh, you guys are ready now. Or it's like big on. It was just like you're failing at this, and you're costing us all time.
And you don't want it to be like a tepid.
Yeah, pay him out and get him the fuck out. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, just do like the traditional.
Not tepid. I was like, are you crazy?
Yeah,
get him going, bro.
Yeah. Just do the thing, because you know what it is probably because they were like he probably was like, oh, it's a storytelling show.
It wasn't even I'll do a story. It was just like I'll be boring, I guess. Storytelling show. I'll just be slow and like. I won't do warm up, even though I have the build for it and the makeup for it, but I did it a handful of times. I think I've told you this story. I did it for a show called Duck Quacks Don't Echo. It was on like one of the science channels, and it was. Tom Papa was the host, and Seth Herzog and Michael Ian Black, and I was bombing warming up this crowd because it was like a science crowd. They're like, oh, it's a science crowd, but they go, you have to be. And I'm not dirty, but I curse, and the minute they go, it has to be G-rated. For some reason, I'm like, I can't mention sex. I can't mention anything. And they're like, yeah, it has to be completely family friendly. And I was bombing so hardcore to the point where Seth, Michael, and maybe not Michael, but Seth and at least Tom Papa came up behind me and were shooting the shit with me while I was doing it because they're probably like, this is fucking rough. Yeah. And I got fired like 4 days in. And it was that thing where they called me up. Thank you.
I was like, thank you.
I hated doing it.
I despised it. I
just
warm up.
Clean. It's like we're thinking about every line. You're not used to thinking about how you talk.
100%.
It's like when you're going to like meet up with your girlfriend's friends, and she's like, "Hey, by the way, Cynthia's husband has a lazy eye. Don't look at it." Fuck, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about.
That's the Fred Savage
every time
mole.
they say "be clean," I'm like in my head the whole time I'm doing the set. It's like fuck, and it's like I just want to say it.
Yeah.
And like I do that. I hate that I do this, but if I'm being clean, I do the thing where I'll like keep calling it out. Like, I gotta be PG. I gotta keep it PG. I want to say it, and I just feel like such a.
You seem like saying it's like a caveat or whatever it is.
Say it.
Yeah.
Which I just think is pretty hack. move.
I won't. I did it. I told you I did warm up for. Speaking of Mike, the situation, I did warm up for the Jersey Shore.
No,
it was
really?
the recap
What do you mean?
shows.
Oh, okay.
They drove you down Jersey Shore, and I did it at one of the clubs.
You doing a bathing suit?
I should have. Would have got more laughs. I did it, and it was like 25 people, and it was miserable. And they like forced these people to be there for like 8 hours. I told you this story, and then it got to the point where I did every bit of material I had. This is how long I was up there. Every bit of material. Talked to every person in the crowd, and they still were like, I was like, all right, what are you guys doing later? Like, I was like, just like shooting the shit. And then it got to the point where the guy's over the God mic, and he's like, we paid you people to be here today. It was MTV, and they're cheap as fuck. Oh. And they're like, we paid you guys to be here. We need you to be more vibrant. It's like, they've already been here 6 hours for 2 or 3 tapings. What are you doing to these people?
It's so funny. It's like, we need you to be here. It's like, but they're not just sitting there. You want their attention the whole time? Like, that's not... I wouldn't do that at work. It's
batshit. It's batshit. Or you hear about those like sitcom ones where.
So this isn't right. This is Jersey Shore recap show. I'm a paid audience member. I haven't even seen this.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
All right, an hour of attention is plenty.
Yeah, 100%. But the sitcom guys in LA, did you you know any of those guys?
Sitcom warm up guys.
Yeah,
I met a few of them. Gary Cannon.
Gary, I know. Yeah. Gary's a good guy.
Yeah.
And Gary did Conan when I did Conan. When I did Conan, Gary was the warm up.
Oh, cool.
Because I guess Jimmy Pardo was gone, and it was
he was the warm up.
He's the guy who it was like after Jimmy, I guess, and then he's the guy who like he's brilliant at it. He had like the band in the stands, and he was like, but it was like, yeah, this is what it should be. If I ever went back to it, I'd be like, give me a T-shirt gun, give me a band, give me a dance contest. This isn't stand up. Stop pretending it is.
Sick would be a lot of fun.
Oh my god,
every time. Don Barris also would do Kimmel.
He's Wendy said
I did a game show, and then he was the warm up guy.
Really?
I was like trying to be a contestant on a game show that never went.
You were trying to be a contestant?
It was like they just wanted extras. It's like, don't say you're live in LA. Say you're from wherever you're from. If you're born here, say you're wherever your mom's from. It's like, you want to make it look diverse. And I don't know, you try to get chosen. I sat in a thing of squares and just waited, and then Barris was there doing warm up.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, I know you. I'm a new comic at the I'm going to work at the phones.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I think I know you. Like it was new. I seen you around. It was like 6 months in, so it was like.
But those sitcom ones are like, they're like 6 hour tapings.
Barris had a great one though. I was in the audience at Kimmel, and we used to do this thing at the Comedy Store called Q&A, where we'd like, he'd start off like, especially late night, he comes back like, have you told them? like what? I'm like, what's that, sir? He's like, what you are. You need to tell them. I think they're an audience. They deserve to know. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you know what I mean. And I'm like, Jewish? He goes, yeah. Well, now they know. You guys can leave if you want. And then it started off like, I've always wanted to know stuff about you. And I'm like, well, go ahead. Ask me then.
Yeah.
And then he'd start, and the other comics would like join in. He'd be like, people would be like, what goes in the place of your souls? Where do you hide your gold? And like shit like that. And we already
just sprung on this audience.
Yeah, and the audience would eventually join in, but the comics knew they had their go-to questions. If Jared Grody had, if Jews are supposed to be such good writers, why is the Diary of Anne Frank so fucking boring? And then I'd have to answer back like, I mean, it's still a bestseller. She's 12.
You ever wear your horns?
Yeah. Oh yeah. How do you? What happened to your horns? Shit like that. Sometimes the audience would get like, what the fuck is this? And sometimes they'd be like, I don't know, I guess I'll join it. They didn't know that they're comics or audience. It was a lot of fun. So
it's like an evil version of that SNL thing where they have
great. Yeah. One time some lady came up to me. She goes, who are those people? I'm like, I don't know. I wish someone would put a stop to it. And she went and complained to someone who was in the know. And they were like, he's friends with them, you idiot. But anyway, so I'm in Kimmel, and he's going around doing like audience warm-up stuff. And he's doing like
Don Barris.
Yeah, and asking the crowd like who knows who has a good prison story, who's been arrested. It's like one guy's me. He's like, what? He's like, I didn't pay my taxes. Like, oh God, who else? And then I just catch his eye, and I'm just like, I go like this, and then he like sees me, and he's like, and then he keeps asking people. Then he comes over to me, and right as he comes over to me, because then at some point when they went to like AB, like Hart, like moved earlier.
Yeah,
he was like, you got to wear a suit. You can't wear jeans and a t-shirt anymore. Like ABC came and was like, we got to tinker with everything.
Really?
Yeah. So he had a suit on, so he comes over to me and he goes, "Yeah, sir, you have a juice story?" He just leans in and goes, prison story." He goes, "No juice stuff." Okay. And then I just told the story of the hurricane. I was like a boxer, like a really good boxer, and I was wrongly accused of something, and a young neighborhood kid like took up my case years later.
Newark, New Jersey.
And got me out. Yeah. And I see people like that was just out, the hurricane.
Bob Dylan made a song about it.
Yeah, Bob Dylan made a song about it. Yeah, exactly.
But those guys, the LA ones, because everyone I ran into was like, I did, as far as warm up goes, the ones in LA, the sitcoms are like, you're there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
So filling that time, I'd be like, oh my God, that's brutal.
You would get paid to be an audience member? Is that what you were doing as well?
No. We were sitting in the audience. It was like, one of them was like Morgan Murphy was doing stand up. Another one was like a band I knew. He always had the lineups. He could get us in. I only took that up on him like a couple times, but it was just like we knew people that were performing or if there was a band, you'd be like, "Don, can you get me in for the Vines?"
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a big audience too.
The only studio audience, it was the first thing I ever did when I was in New York, was I went to Maury tapings. Because like I had no money to do anything else.
We used to do that.
Free to go there, but they didn't pay. I found out everybody was getting paid, but like me and the people I was there with, yeah.
Oh, these were not a paid audience. This was like you can wait in line and get tickets.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you had to pay for them, but
the regular, there was like regulars at Maury, like people that are there all the time, and they're fucking mean to you if you're not one of the regulars.
Wow, interesting.
Like
they must know every episode.
Me and my buddy Zach were dialing it up a little too much one episode, like doing the because they like
the Arsenio Hall thing.
Yeah, well, they're like, okay, well if he starts pointing real hard at the screen saying that's not his baby, start yelling at him. So like we're getting into it, and then these ladies are like, it's too much, you got to dial it, and I was like, holy shit.
And they were like the pros.
Yeah, they hated us.
Really?
Yeah.
And they were getting paid?
Yeah.
And you guys didn't, or you did?
We found out they were getting paid like weeks later.
Oh, I didn't. The Jersey Shore thing I said, they were getting paid, but they got paid like $100. But you're there for like 8 hours. You're there for a while.
Yeah, I did it once. I drew like potluck numbers from the Comedy Store, like open mic numbers, 3 times, and then I got a job there, and I just got that 3 minutes. But like one time I was on set of a boxing movie. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'd drawn a number for the week before, so I was like, and then I ran in my car, got in, sprinted to the Comedy Store, got there for the number, fucking ran back.
And then Kim went back to being an extra?
Yeah, and they didn't know. Yeah. There was like 200 of us. They had no idea.
Like, why is that dude sweating profusely?
What was the movie, do you know?
It was a boxing movie, I believe, starring Jimmy Smits.
Oh, God.
LA Law. And I remember we had to watch the same fight over and over again and then sit over here so they get coverage this way over and over again. Same fight. And then this.
Different clothes. And they just jumbled you guys up.
They're just like, nobody's going to see the audience. Just the audience behind. Nobody's going to fixate on that guy was over there too.
Yeah.
Because also they're moving around. But it was like so boring because you knew how it ended every time. The first one was like, you could really cheer. But then you're like, well, that guy gets knocked out. And then you're like, we got to do this 3 more times and over again each place. It was so dumb. Every fight they had ended with a fucking stomach punch. And I'm like, that's never happened. And there's 3 fights, and then had to see it over and over again.
How does your shitty boxing movie not end with a knockout?
Yeah, are you nuts? I'm like, oh, they punch him, and then he's done. Like,
was Jimmy Smith the boxer?
I think he might have been a boxing coach. See anything?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, that sounds about right.
2000? Yeah.
I've heard of that.
2000 would be about right.
Because Jimmy Smith's been like
pre 9/11
for the last fucking 30 years.
What is it? Price of Glory?
Price of Glory.
What's it rated?
Probably PG-13.
No. I mean IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, God.
6.1 on IMDb.
Not bad.
All right,
33 on Rotten Tomatoes.
33.
And it was in the theaters.
Yeah.
Well,
Everything was in the theaters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
6.1's not bad though.
6.1's not bad for that.
Yeah.
It's like an okay movie.
Yeah.
There's also professional extras like that show up, and but you actually end up making more. You're there for longer, but you kind of corralled, and you end up making more money than you probably
Because the
would.
overtime.
Yeah, they go late. Because I've even done
Like
like
if you're in the know,
Yeah.
you could like, hey, keep me here a little longer. You know the people who are deciding
Yeah.
who you can narrow it down.
And you end up making like 400 maybe for the day. It's like
my
pretty
buddy would
decent.
make friends with a craft food guy, and he'd be like, "Hey, if you got any extra food that you haven't made," and he came in with like entire frozen turkeys.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, we didn't get through them, so it's fine.
Holy shit.
Great.
I made good money as a stand-in a couple
Stand-in?
times.
That's
yeah,
not bad.
And then you see, like, I saw the guy that I was standing in for, and it was fucking humiliating.
Whoa, who was it?
It was just some like fat
John Goodman, circa
50-year-old.
'88.
Disgusting piece
I
of
was
shit.
like, oh, and I was like, that's what I'm standing in for. And the lady in the dressing room that was like fitting me, she kept going, yeah, they want you more for your hands, honey. I was like, you don't gotta lie to me.
My hands.
Yeah, they said it was they were only getting shots of my hands.
You were standing for the big monster from Monsters Inc. The tall.
It was Mindhunter. It was
Oh, it was
remember
that
that.
show?
yeah, it was
David
a,
Fincher.
yeah, it was a. I didn't get to do anything.
Oh.
They never used me.
I saw one time in a How I Met Your Mother. They're in a football or baseball stadium, and I saw right behind them. It was like they're all four of them or whatever, or two. Yeah, I think right behind him was Joey Diaz just sitting there. And then I waited because I'm like, okay, he's been an actor for a while.
Yeah.
And then not a single line. The scene ended. And then I called Joey. I'm like, did you get cut out of an episode of How I Met Your Mother? He goes, yeah, I had a lot of lines. Yeah, because it would be like, no way you were just an extra there. So he's like, they didn't use a single one of my lines. So he became an extra.
Which you don't even think of them cutting out a bunch of stuff from sitcoms, but I guess they did. Because I got cut out of a Billions episode.
Really?
Yeah, where it was Malin Ackerman, who Malin Ackerman is.
Sounds Jewish.
I think she is, but she's like plays Damian Lewis's wife, I think, and her sister. They go to Queens, and me and this other kid play two barflies. And at one point, she leans over to me and she goes, "They're fucking with us," and she's like, "Go to the bathroom, wash your dicks, and we'll give you guys blowjobs." And that was in the script.
Yeah.
But then like them messing with us, right? Because we were being like assholes. But when she did it, she actually said it. Like she whispered in my ear that line, and I was like, holy shit, she's the first take I was like, holy shit, she said it.
She's
like,
method.
she was super cool, and she's unbelievably. She's in like not Good Luck Chuck. What's the one
The Heartbreak Kid.
Heartbreak
Let's see
Kid.
her. Can we put it up
Oh
there?
yeah, can you put it up there? Or no, we probably can't. Here, we can probably look on the phone. I'll show you.
Mylan
She's so
Ackerman.
hot.
She's
I bet she's
cute.
hot. She's an actress. I bet she's fucking
You
hot.
would know who she is, dude. Like she's in a bunch of stuff. She's
I'm
like
so glad I really don't know anybody's fucking name in Hollywood.
Are you not? You're not a big movie guy.
I do. I like him. I just have no memory for those things. And
Yeah.
if they go, it was the lady from that, I'm like, oh yeah, I can kind of picture her.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, she became a massive. I'm like, I don't know.
Will you go to a lot of movies?
Yeah, I
Like
love
the
movies.
theater.
I
You
love
do?
a theater movie.
So here's what we were getting pissed. We went to see Mission Impossible last night.
hold on one second. This is
See
her.
this girl.
She looks shockingly bad.
She's
Oh no, she looks hot there. That's
Yeah.
just a terrible picture.
smoking hot.
Her Rotten Tomatoes picture is of a ghoul, but the rest of her pictures are great. Wow, she got. I mean, get a new fucking Rotten Tomatoes pictures. You fucking. She's like a skeleton. Where is it? Boom, there. No way. I mean,
Yeah, that's still hot to me. I'm like, that's really hot.
yeah, there's way better picture of you. Anyway, yeah,
Well,
she's hot.
that's her.
And she
That's-
whispered in your ear.
Yeah, that's what she said, man. I was like, holy shit.
One time I was doing a commercial for a Tide or something, or anyway, and it was like it never aired. It was a Jewish reunion, family reunion, and it was like, I guess there were spills or something like that. We were so excited because they said the last commercial they shot was like 7 years ago, and it was time for a new one. We're like, oh, this is gonna go for so long.
Yeah.
And then the Intifada happened. And like, we're not gonna show a Jewish reunion commercial. Anyway, my scene was sitting there with my like fiance or bride or whatever, and she would like give me a kiss on the cheek and then like get up and leave, like she's going,
Yeah.
But so they like do it again. She's like kiss over and over again, and eventually like, all right, you guys are cut, you can go back. And I was like, nah, I'm out moving, dude.
Like, that did it.
Gentle kisses on the cheek for fucking 3 straight minutes.
Girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying like, do you have movie etiquette? Are you a big movie etiquette guy?
I mean,
People talking in the theaters and like, would you
talk.
tell
Listen,
somebody to
if
shut
I'm going to
up?
a horror movie or if I'm going to a black neighborhood, I get it. I'm on their turf. If I'm, it's like it comes with the territory. But like, you can't like if you're watching a movie on a plane, you can be like, hey, why'd you bring that baby? It's like
No.
right, you're on their turf. But other than black neighborhood or horror movie, you got to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely.
You can't be talking really at all. And if you bring a baby and get the fuck out of here.
Get fucked. If you bring a baby to a movie theater, I'll probably leave.
And people are like, you can't get babysitters. It's hard. It's like, then you can't come.
Yeah. Wait for it.
Life's
Is that for
tough.
everyone?
Yeah.
I get the anxiety where like I want to yell at somebody like when they're talking and be like,
then
shut
it's
the
gonna
fuck
start
up.
a fight.
Start a fight, or I'm gonna be more disruptive saying
Right.
shut up.
Yeah, but I'll sit there and seethe, and you're like, no, I'm not enjoying the movie. But
Yeah.
even if you say like, hey man, be quiet, like, no, I'm also not enjoying the movie because you got to keep an eye on that guy the whole rest of the movie.
he gonna
You might
sucker punch me?
retaliate.
Yeah.
Well, we went to go see me and Ray. We saw Mission Impossible last night, like late, right? And there's like a borderline situation we had where somebody about 3 rows up to us in the back was like talking the entire time, but like this level of talking where it's like sounds like this. And so you're like, oh, they're low enough that if I say anything from back here,
asshole.
I'm the asshole.
Yeah.
And then the guy next to us had his phone. That's another new thing.
Phone out.
Phone
That's
out.
the one.
Go fuck yourself.
That's the one. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Here, by the way, here's what you do when someone's talking just slightly too loud. Is that like we're all watching it, and you guys are talking. It's just this like.
That's.
At that point, like just like.
yeah. That's that. But
This should go if they're humans. About fuck, we're too loud.
Right.
It's just in their heads like, oh, let me keep it. But if they're not, then it's like that's as much as I could do.
It's like, what's your issue?
That's screaming.
That's the old. See, that's the old way to do it, where it's like, hey, and it's like, oh, geez, sorry. I don't think
I get then I'm like,
oh, yeah, I don't think it registers.
I get embarrassed. I get nervous.
I don't think it registers anymore to people. Like that
other
thing.
humans don't register.
Other humans don't register. And I think it might be a COVID thing, maybe.
It's the worst part of social media. I think it's social media. Everyone feels like they're important. Everyone has a 30-person following, so they feel like they're a star to 30 people.
Yes.
That they don't know that they're like, I have a spot. So everyone feels like self-important. They also never put the thing down and experience actual life.
Yes.
So they don't consider their impact on anyone else. It's everyone's going through it.
And also, what the fuck were they talking about?
What are they talking about? You're watching a movie. Watch the fucking movie.
Yes.
It's $100 million movie.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like what
It's
you're
the
talking
best.
about
You get
is
to shut up while you're
Yeah.
in there. You get to like, you can't talk to me now.
A moment of quiet.
But they were talking for like just an hour straight. It's like that would be miserable.
Same thing with a comedy show. It's like, don't be in here.
Just go.
It's not ambient music. You need to leave. You're not enjoying this.
You're not a hotel bar.
Yeah, your conversation's lessened by being in here. Have your full conversation out there.
It's a lose-lose. And then on top of it, so we had that guy talking, and then to our left was the guy with the phone open on the table. They have those like recliners in the tables.
Oh my God.
Open on the table the whole time, messing with it when he wanted to. And then at one point, pulls out Tupperware and starts eating like pasta. Like this is also like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Went to a late show.
Way too late for carbs.
I'm like, I've never even encountered that at a movie theater where I get bring on your own candy. Like,
I'm gonna hit you with, dude.
What?
I go burrito.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, dude.
You're a monster.
And like not like an Angelica, but not like one of the ones that have food. You mean like
No food.
you
Or,
bring?
I don't even think about it, to be honest. If there's food, if there's not food. If there's food where they come and bring
Well,
it
they
to
come
your
and
table,
serve you, yeah,
that's
but-
fun. I probably would wait and get a grilled cheese. But I generally, nice burrito. At the theater, it's great. The smell is rough on people. When you're not, it's like a tuna sandwich nearby you. It's like, I get it. You can have a tuna sandwich. But in this context, it's like, what the fuck is that?
It's like
Brussels sprouts on the plane? No way. But you don't smell it yourself because you're waiting for, Brussels sprout smell is coming.
Right, exactly.
The burrito smell is...
But in a movie theater?
They're messy.
It's not messy. It's wrapped in tinfoil, which that's the hard part. How do you get the tinfoil all the way off? Because sometimes it's tinfoil and paper. That's a rip and a crinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you got to do that in action sequences. It's loud. And be ready. Quiet dialogue. You got to just hold it at the ready. At the ready. Once you get it open, you're good.
You've 100% been talked about by other people after. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
fucking guy in the burrito?
Oh, yeah, dude. For sure someone's talked to me about it. Someone's talked about me. But and not knowing, it's just like, fucking asshole. Oh, yeah. I've gotten caught before. Or like, sir, there's no outside food in here. I don't know if it was for burrito or just like snacks I brought.
Yeah.
You're supposed to bring your own snacks.
You can bring your own snacks.
Yeah, if you're smart.
we used to go to the Woolworth next to the
Yeah,
Franklin
remember
Square movie.
first show they pat you down?
Oh no, they never patted us down, but they would be
That
like,
was always the fear. Of like,
"Oh
what's in your
yes,
pocket?
yeah, like getting frisked."
Yeah, are those nibs?
Burrito, yeah, I could see.
Yeah, but anyway, whatever. I want to eat a burrito while I'm fucking doing it. It's not that messy. It's not messy.
It's not a messy
Salsa.
factor.
Worst is you're gonna get it on your lap.
It's a plain rule smell factor. That's what it is. It's like it's a thing where you're like, it's gonna fill up the entire theater.
Yeah.
And then
I learned this in Israel when I go to movie theaters out there, and I would get a baguette with like hummus and really a lot of like hot sauce and deli meat, and bring that out, and I could smell. But other people would do it too.
Oh, so it was kind of a common.
it might be fair game.
Yeah, I think it's like I learned it from someone else. But the burrito's a very American thing.
So that's been like your movie going experience for a while anyway, that somebody else did. It wasn't like you just decided one day I'm bringing a burrito to a
And I'm with
movie.
people who see the joy in it. You know?
My buddy Jack used to always bring loose beers to the
People,
theater.
I know people
That was his
drink at
move.
movies. I never
the
got.
Tupperware yeah, I get. But if you hear like a conch, as it rolls down. It's like, dude, watch your fucking beer. Come on.
It's just something about
Hearing the
Yeah.
I can almost buy the burrito better than this guy's Tupperware because whatever he was eating smelled like there was beef or meat in it or something. And then he was doing, it's like, besides that, the chomping on the food next to you, like where you're using a
You can't have a
fork.
fork and knife. You can't be on China.
You can't hear the scrape of the plate.
Yeah.
It just, I just want like, that's the thing. Like I go overboard. I'm also a guy where the coming attractions are part of the movie to me. Because the coming attractions start.
Yeah.
I don't tell people to be quiet during those, but I'm fuming in my head if you're not.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you should talk during those. Get it out of your way. I'd be like,
It's a good
at
point.
the end of it, it's like, I don't think we're going to see that one. I'm like, that's good. Let's go see that one.
That's different than
You
just
know?
full on loudly talk. Yeah. I'll do that. I did
People
that
are also
yesterday.
coming in, so you can't be like, shut up. But as soon as they're like, where's the seat? It's like, it's previews.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Get situated.
That's when I know it's like the craziness on my part. But I'm
Right.
just saying, I think that the food thing, like that level of it, I was like, you can't bring like you can't like sauces and
The light kills me. There's a light coming from the screen
Yeah.
or at the screen. This is so distracting.
Yes.
It's anytime it's on, it's like pulling me away.
your eye
It's-
goes right to it.
Yeah, and your eye also focuses less because you got more light
Yeah.
coming in, and you're like, come on, dude, you can only go like that. Ugh.
I'll do a thing where I rest my hand, my head on my hand, so it blocks.
So it
so
blocks it.
blocks it.
You
Yeah.
go like that.
Yeah. And then I want, and I
At
kind of.
concerts, people do that too with the flash. I'm like, cut the flash off. Take your fucking video. They're in the light.
There's
Yeah.
nothing worse than watching somebody film an entire concert.
Film
on
is
their
so,
phone.
and the light. It's like the light's bright, dude. Turn it the fuck off. I'm so mad it just happened.
Yeah.
Why film this thing?
Well, the guy last night, I did the thing you
Crotchety.
talked about before. I did the turn around look like. I did it like 4 times.
not getting
Nothing. Did not care. Like put his bag on. He like moved in. He put his bag on the chair. He had his popcorn thing going. His whole fourth food thing going.
The thing I
It's
respected the
pissed
most
me
I've
off.
ever seen is Sean Murphy. One time, me and him went to see a movie, and there was this group of ladies that were so disruptive, and one was literally just watching like
Something else.
shit on her phone. And Murphy walks down like 4 rows and taps her on the shoulders, like, "Can you?" Like he was an usher in the 60s.
Really?
Like, "Can you put your phone away? Can you stop? It's really distracting. Thank you." And walked back up, and I was like, "Wow."
And what'd she do? She did it.
She did it. She
Yeah.
listened to him.
I thought that's the other thing to chalk it
You
up
gotta
to.
hope that they're also. It's like the problems like hooking up with chicks. Like, oh, they're gonna have a problem, but it's like it's New York. They got their jobs to go to.
Yeah.
You're not abusing them. Like one night stands are fine. You know.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like you're still I would be like, you gotta expect them to be like normal. So
Yeah.
if they get tapped on the shoulder, like, man, please. Oh shit. But there is that risk.
There's that complete risk they're gonna bug the fuck out and cause a
And
scene.
I think that percentage is higher these days.
Bug the fuck out.
of
I'm
yeah,
telling you,
people
everyone's like, who
snapping.
the fuck are you?
Yeah. That just happened. Some dude, there was in the assigned seats now with the recliners in movie theaters. It was a movie theater.
Went to someone else's.
There's some dude sat in this 60-year-old guy's seats. He came in, confronted the guy. The guy just stared at him like mad. The guy who took his seat, took his
It's like
seats.
you're in my seat.
Right. And he goes, he just was like, all right, and just the guy, the 6-year-old, keeps walking, trying to find another seat, and the guy goes, "That's right, get out of here with your wife, little boy," or something like that. And the guy goes, "Well, you're the one who took my seat. What are you getting pissed off
Just
at
a
me for?
punk.
Like you stole
Just a
my seat."
punk.
Yeah, and gets up, and they have the whole video of the guy, this dude just getting pummeled. The
Which guy?
6-year-old, just
He
getting
just started beating up the
pummeled.
60-year-old?
Yeah, the guy probably 30 tops, and just crushes the
What a
6-year-old.
fucking animal.
Piece of shit, piece of garbage.
He's like, I'll show you. It's like, dude, no one's trying to one up you.
Yeah, it's like
Fucking
we
animals
know
in
you
the
have,
city.
we know you hate working at your job. We get it, but this isn't.
But
It's not
who
this
are you
guy's
picking
fault.
on?
And that's why I don't shush people, because I'm not trying to
Yep,
get fucking
exactly.
stabbed at Oppenheimer.
Well, I would have shushed. Now I just kind of I keep it moving now, but I've in public been like, out the way. I've done things before that I would not do now because of how crazy.
I mean, you do nice. It's like, oh, sorry, you're in my seat. Not
Yeah.
like, you got to get the fuck up.
no, you don't go to 0 to 60. It's bonkers.
Or you do the, "Hey, I think you're in my seat."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you kind of do it like,
Yeah,
it could be.
we're
you
gonna
know?
play dumb for a second.
I might be wrong too. That's gonna be very embarrassing. It's like, which seat are you? I think I'm in that one, or do I have it wrong? If they're like, no, you're an I, I'm in J. I'm like, oh, okay.
I almost
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't want to be like, you're in my seat. Like, no, idiot.
I almost did it in the wrong theater.
Whoa,
Me and my girl
whoa.
went into the wrong theater. We're sitting there and we're like, I think those are supposed to be our seats.
Run
and
along, little boy. Sorry.
And
Yeah,
That's crazy.
crazy, right?
Well, her and I are like sitting there. We see the seats and we're like talking. We're like, all right, how are we gonna handle this? I was like, you're better at this than me. Why don't you go tell them to get out of our seats? We're doing it. And then the whole time we realized, like, yeah, Shazam's been playing way too long. We didn't come here to see this movie, so we got out, like, just totally avoided that fucking misconception.
Yeah, you would have lost.
That would have been
there.
humiliating.
Oh my God. But I will say this, my buddy, a friend of a friend is like a screenwriter, this guy, Aaron Kruger. And one time I said to him, I was like, oh, I love just empty theaters. And he's like, I don't, because when you go to an action movie, you can hear the people reacting to the action, or a horror movie, they react to the horror, or like the comedy, they react to the... And I'm like, it does add to the experience, but that's based off the old rules of acting like a person. Do you know what I'm saying? You know? So it's like, if you have shame and you're going to these things and somebody can say, hey, quiet it down, you go, oh,
They're
sorry.
going to start needing ushers. For security guard in there to be like, hey, please.
Yeah.
Know your fucking place, idiot.
And I won't go to the movies anymore because of the conspiracy against Sound of Freedom. I'm a big...
yes, that's true.
Do you know about this?
I barely hear a little bit about it.
This
What
thing
is it?
online, Sound
People
of Freedom
are trying
is...
to stop child molestation?
Yeah, it was like, it's a child trafficking movie that was... People have an issue with it. The left, I guess, has an issue with it because the company behind the movie, like, they're supposed to be a nonprofit and they keep like $30 million in profits based off these donations.
Yeah.
And that's their issue.
Wait.
They're like, it's a QAnon-based group that like funded the movie or something like that.
But their
Supposedly.
issue's not anything to do with the movie. It's just
Nah.
like no place should get money from QAnon.
Meaning,
from
not even
these
money
people?
from QAnon. Like I saw a video where some woman was like, "Hey, the issue with the company that funds it is that they're saying they're nonprofit. It's like one of these like scam charities. That's like,
Are the people who are mad upset about a lot of nonprofit misuse, or is this the only thing on their mind ever?
I think it's now
in the
because it's-
nonprofit
Which
world?
is true, because most of it is fucking treated like that. Most nonprofit.
Yeah, people have massive jobs. I'm just these things always make me laugh because like it's about this. I'm like, have you ever shown interest in this before
Yes,
your enemy
right.
started doing it?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
no,
right.
you're not
You know,
wrong.
like Deflategate. I'm like, so you're just finding out about it, and since it's the Patriots, you're
Even
like,
though everybody
you're very against
cheats
it,
all
but,
the
like,
time. Yeah.
You find out about sign stealing. Like, no, I'm a Yankee fan. You can't steal signs.
Well,
I think it's like the left is basically like this, like it's like QAnon backed, and the money isn't really going to the cause of helping these kids that are sold into sex trafficking, and then the rights
Well,
like
no, it's a movie, right? It's always for profit.
no. Well, it's like So it's like the movie's for profit. It's also Mel Gibson that directed it. Oh no! Did he direct
he's
it?
backing.
He's backing. He backed the movie, whatever it is.
Okay.
But the group that is associated with it is a non-profit sex trafficking awareness, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the woman had a thing of their financials were like, hey, these other ones that are sex trafficking groups that aren't supposedly based off QAnon are running at a loss, or they're keeping way less of this money to operate the charities. And this one, they're saying, oh, they kept most of the profits they made off donations. So it's like, but I agree. It's like, but do you care about this across the board? Because it happens all the
It's like,
time.
sometimes when people get mad, I rarely say it to their face, but I want to say, like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't believe you're legitimately this mad about this.
performative outrage.
I guess so. And it's just like, I think they fully feel. Like, I've seen reality shows, like dating shows, where somebody starts crying after episode 2 of The Bachelor. So you've been in there for a day. And you're like, I thought we could have something. And the tears are real. They're not acting.
Yeah.
But they're letting themselves feel it. And every reality show, somebody cries. Way more higher percentage than in real life. It just, with cameras there, it's like when you're giving a best man speech, you start tearing up. It's the moment. I think people really convince themselves, but it's not real.
It's not.
You don't
genuine.
actually care about a lion in Kenya being killed.
No.
You're just pretending to get on board.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Jesselnick thing. This is my favorite things ever. That thoughts and prayers bit that he had. You ever watch them do that? When he goes, when anything like this happens, everything on Facebook is like thoughts and prayers to the people in here.
Exactly.
And he goes, you know what that means? That
Exactly.
means fuck all to those people. And it's brilliant because it's true.
I used to see people woe is me, any celebrity death. And it's like, you guys suck. You're all just trying to glom onto a thing. And I see through it. It's obvious.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so I'll just always hit him with a fuck that guy. And then everyone's like, no. And it's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. You guys are all fake angry about fucking Bob Newhart dying or some shit. You didn't know him. You're like, oh. So when the guy from Lean On Me died, people were like, what? I just found out he's alive. He's dead. Oh, it's their fucking chance to fucking woe is me. Nobody knows them. It's like, and I also if your fucking friend died, to take to social media to tell a bunch of strangers how fucking sad you are.
Yeah.
It's so fucking lame. Or, oh look, we got engaged. Oh, we did it. You're sharing this with strangers? Deeply personal feeling with almost all strangers. You guys fucking suck. You're obvious. You're obvious. They should be exposed and outed in every moment.
Also, when somebody dies and somebody does those, if you look at 9 out of 10 of those posts,
Yeah.
their diatribe is always them going, "They were the first one to tell me how talented I was."
Exactly. They make it about themselves. They make it about themselves. I remember when I first saw this guy. I remember that it's like, shut up. How are you pulling this into yourself? Justin looks right. Those guys fucking suck.
There was a comedy club booker that just died, and I saw this kid post this long diatribe, and I didn't find out until the end that the guy died, because he was talking about like he was the first person to let me
my
headline.
God. Wow.
He he always picked up the phone. I want to thank him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
when
oh, he
I
died.
saw his first special, I got this. It's
Yeah.
never like they had so many hits. They were great. It's like, what's your eulogy? I don't know. I always liked when like there was somebody who was a musician. Then they play their songs all day on the radio. Like everywhere you go, you kind of hear Tom Petty that day for
Yeah.
a couple days.
I like that.
Yeah, and it's like, let's send them out. It's fun. It's like it's remembering it in your own way.
Yeah, if a
It's more
comedian does,
private.
you post a bit from the comedian.
Post a
Patrice
bit.
died.
This guy was
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Check out some of his stuff.
But yeah, the idea of going, let
I'm
me
so
let me do a
sad.
4-paragraph thing about myself, and at the end go, oh, by the way, they died.
It's all an extension of this. It started with Facebook, maybe MySpace, but I think Facebook.
Facebook was the tragedy stuff. Was Facebook? Yeah.
And it was my dad 10 years ago today. I never stopped thinking about you. All that stuff, and it was embarrassing then. And it's like, he's not reading this. He's dead.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? It should be. I never stopped thinking about him. Right, but it's you as if you're talking to this guy. But then why are you doing it in front of these strangers?
Right.
In front of an audience. And then it went to my boyfriend or girlfriend or wife, husband is so great. They make every day better. And it's like, this is a DM. Why is this a public post? This is a DM. It's embarrassing that you're doing this publicly.
You want the pat on the back for
It's
being.
like, it's honestly, it feels the same way as wedding. You want another little mini wedding. So you can be like, I love you so much. I love you. Oh, you guys all saw it. We said it to each other.
Yeah.
Fucking kill yourselves. But also, it's like, so went from there to then just further and further and further. How can I get some likes or attention from somebody dying? It's never like, fuck, they're dead. I got to take a walk alone.
How? Yeah. No. Or yeah. How can I make this about me?
I got way too callous with that for a while too. Anytime I would see somebody post that, I'd be like, ugh. It's your grandfather, and it was 15 years ago.
Yeah,
He's an old
exactly.
man. He was supposed to die.
Oh, it's not even, here's a fun memory of me and my grandpa. It's like, then the sadness, and it's just like,
You also notice
here's
that
me as a kid. Okay, you're 3 years old, and the grandfather's 80. We can all assume he's not around. Just, oh, wow, that's you as a 2-year-old. Who was that? Oh, it's my grandpa. He was great. He served in World War I. Oh, wow, that's cool. Now, like, I never stop thinking. Not a day goes by. Fuck you. You know goddamn well days that go by without you thinking about that person.
You're on your phone all day.
All day. God, I'm here alive. Give me some attention.
text me.
You reach out. My dad used to say that.
I ignored Ari so I could post death posts for 10 years. He was great at letting me fucking. Ugh.
My dad would never understand. My mom, like, when people would come out of the woodwork for like wakes and stuff and funerals. Like they would travel across the country. And my dad to me once, he goes, "Why don't these people just come visit the person when they're alive?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
There is a thing in like religion where it's like you speak well of them so that God is like kind of like making the final judgment. It's like, damn, there's a lot of people speaking on your behalf right now.
Yeah.
Let me up you up a stage or two. But
Yeah.
I would say that does not, your follower count doesn't affect God at all. So you can just like say it.
Yeah, God's not. There's no algorithm with God. God's not looking at likes.
Yeah.
God's like, raise views are down.
Posting
Raise
a
straight
lot.
Let me
down.
get if your likes depended on where you went eternally.
One of the
Visiting Cloud9. Check it out.
One of the only things I posted on social media when my dad died was the funeral arrangements. And the main reason I
Getting
did
the word
that,
out.
I was so nervous that nobody was going to come to his funeral.
But that's also different.
That's different.
saying, hey,
Yeah.
just so you know,
Hey,
because you can reach family that way.
In lieu of flowers, they ask you to send a donation of this, a statement of this, like, hey guys, leave everybody alone, but here's the thing. But
That's-
also, if they don't know about it, don't tell anybody.
Well, you know what's also, you know what's weird though, when it's anniversaries of deaths and people go to the cemeteries and they'll take pictures of the gravestone and then they're like, miss you every. And I'm like, you're at a cemetery, like
Also-
there's
also,
other stuff around them.
Miss you every year, I get it. So you went to the cemetery and visited. This is not where I have a problem because people go like, what? They just want to like, or like braggadocious comics, and like they just want to take a picture. they're doing some cool thing. I just want to take a picture. That's fine.
Yeah.
When you post it, that's you bragging.
Yeah, absolutely.
So going to the cemetery and having a moment with your dead mom or whatever there in the place there. Okay, that's why the cemeteries exist. Why are you telling others? It's nutty. When John Legend and fucking dumb fuck shit, whatever his name is, that fucking cunt he's married to. What's the one?
Chrissy Teigen?
Chrissy Teigen. Who's always claiming social injustice and then fucking telling underage fucking rape victims they should kill themselves. I'm like, oh, well, I guess technically I did say kill yourself a bunch to a fucking statutory rape victim while she's still 16. All right, whatever. Fine. But you're better than everybody. But then they have this stillborn kid, which great. My wishes came true. I pray for that daily on little tiny potatoes, you know. And then they're posting it. It's posting a black and white picture of it. And I'm like, all of Hollywood
of the baby?
is gone. All of Hollywood is bonkers of them holding a fucking dead, never alive baby.
That happened to my ex-wife.
The picture is, get it.
Yeah.
You're fucking suffering. You have 2 million people. 18 of those are your actual friends.
Yeah.
So 1.9999982 people have no connection with you. Why are you sharing your dead fucking baby picture?
Dude,
Yeah.
the one thing I saw people doing, like people that I know, were taking pictures of people on their fucking deathbed.
Oh wow.
They're like, oh, like look, please pray for.
But why the posting it?
Yeah.
You can't. I'm telling everybody, no permission to post me sickly and fucking being spoon-fed. No permission.
Why would I? Dude,
No one should ever see that.
if I would have posted a picture of my dad in his deathbed and he
Yeah.
didn't die, he'd fucking kill me.
I will give pictures. Okay, I will give public permission. When rigor mortis sets into my cock, you can be like, here's Ari's dead hard cock. Full allowance to post that on OnlyFans, on anything you want. But besides that, I don't want anyone to see me like that.
Yeah,
That's the only
Ari would have
advantage
wanted
of that.
this.
Yeah.
I have to
It's
approve of
shoved up.
how funny the bit is,
Yeah.
and then you know.
Dude, one thing there's a guy online, he's like a social media guy who is not recounting, but he's
Canting?
no, his
Recounting?
dad has really bad Alzheimer's, and he's filming him for his TikTok or his Instagram, being like, he's like, wow, when do I go home? He's like, you're home with me now. And I'm like, do you really think if this guy had for his father, it's like, do you think, what do you hate the guy?
He's not giving you permission for that.
Exactly.
He's not. You're taking it. He's not giving permission. All these people take pictures of their kids too. Where I'm like, okay, baby, I can see it. No one will recognize you.
Yeah.
Like the Nirvana baby suing is like, fuck off. This doesn't really affect you. Once
Right.
you hit about 4 or 5, you don't have permission to steal their privacy.
No,
you're
you don't.
doing that to your child for likes, knowing someone might, especially celebrities, so someone might find them at school and know who they are.
Yeah.
For likes.
Yeah.
All of Hollywood sucks. Anytime you hear anybody go, no, this guy's cool, he fucking sucks, and you have been fooled by his fucking smooth talking. They all fucking suck. God, they're so hot.
Now,
All right,
I heard Kevin Spacey's a nice guy.
That's
Heard good things about him.
that was the perfect place to end it. We have to get out of here.
Right.
That's my ringtone. All of Hollywood sucks. Do you want to? Speaking of social media, do you want to say anything? Anything coming up?
Ari Shaffir on Instagram. I'm off Twitter. Maybe I'll get back on Twitter, but I doubt it.
I'm
so I
on
don't
Twitter for
have that.
UFO.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But I have a special out now on YouTube called Jew. It's my best special. You'll enjoy it.
And are you going back on you in Europe?
Back on tour. Yeah, Europe. It was great. Athens was sick.
And then you got
Radio was
any dates coming up? Are you
Started up in October at Parks Casino and then go to Chicago, Boston, everywhere.
Awesome?
But not till October.
We can't thank you enough for doing this,
Yeah,
man.
thanks so much.
Yeah,
man.
Thank
I'm
you
glad
so
I
much,
could do it.
brother.
Sorry it took so
Chat.
long.
Don't worry about
Sure.
it. See you soon.